actually manage it. So that's that option. Icon spherical, they'll actually try and come in a spherical manner and actually dock. So they actually find a point on the surface and then actually try and come in along that vector. So there you go, all the particles go flying off. Some of the particles will obviously, they've been assigned, you know, a point underneath, and they're trying to fly all the way around to try and get there, as you can see. And some of the particles are being assigned to the top and so forth. So they're all trying to come in and dock with their surface point at an angle which is perpendicular to that surface point. That's icon spherical. Now if we use cylindrical, we've got a similar thing going on, except now it's a cylinder. So we should find ourselves with a bit more of a sort of cylindrical pattern now. Out go the particles, and you'll see they'll all try and dock in from the side. See, they're all coming in from the side here. There we go. I think that makes sense. You can see over here the same thing, they're all trying to come in from the side. So that's icon cylindrical. And the last option is surface normals. Now what it's actually going to do now is not use these this icon at all. You can rotate it around, you're not going to get any different in results here. It's actually going to try and use the normals on the surface. Now this is, as I said, this is actually very similar to using the icon spherical in a lot of circumstances, because the normals, for instance, on a sphere are spherical. I mean, it's as simple as that, really. But let's try and get this sphere here, and I'll just increase the number of points on the surface a little bit, and I'll change the radius slightly. There we go, that's quite a big change really, isn't it? And what I'll try and do now is I'll try and scaling it down. There we go, and hopefully it'll pick up on that. And now what we should see is if we actually move this in here a little bit, it should be closer to quite a few particles, and they'll actually come into that surface and they'll try and dock with a point on the surface that they've been assigned, and they'll actually try and come into that point on the surface based on the normal on that point on the surface. So there you go, those are the options that you have with the docking direction. The last couple of options you have are the icon size, and this is actually this icon here. You can see you can actually change the size of that. That's only a display option. It doesn't have any effect on the functionality of your test. And then you have color coordinated, which again is another display option, and all that does is it actually synchronizes the color of your icon with the color of the event that it's actually in. So it'll look in the event that it's in, and it'll find the display, and it'll find this color here, and it actually assigns that color to your icon here. If we turn it off, you can see it'll use the default color, which is a sort of orangey yellow. If we have it turned on, you can see it's using this color. Just to show that it is using this color, I'll actually change it to another color. There we go, and you can see it's actually gone purple now to show that it's actually using those values. I'll just make it a bit darker. There you go, and you can see as well as the icon, all the particles are obviously using that color as well. So it just gives you an idea, it just gives you a visual cue that this particular test and these particles are in the same event. Okay, so that's it for the find target test. Let's actually move on from here and have a look at the next test, which is the go to rotation test.